Hi, I'm Smita,
I'm Grace.
and this is A Tale of Two Friends. So, Beyonce loves to party, and we love to.
We love to talk.
So, our question this time is very timely with the election season in America. And we're talking about someone that's in the news all the time, Mr. Kanye West, and who would be in his political cabinet. So, as Grace is our resident American, she could shed a bit of light from us on, if he's actually in the election, what's going on, can people vote for him, or, was it all just a publicity stunt?
Absolutely. Okay, so as Samita said, today's questions is who would be in Kanye's pop-litical cabinet? And honestly, we got this question because a few months ago, Kanye announced that he was running for office, the highest office of the land here in America, United States president. So he is currently on the ballot in a few states. So if you're interested in voting for Kanye and you live in the following states, go right ahead. And those states are Arkansas, Idaho, Iowa, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Utah, and Mississippi. So who knows? It's 2020. Anything can happen. Kanye could become president. Oh, Jesus only knows. So,
Yeah.
First up in our cabinet, of course, is the president himself, President West. We are going to walk through 7 other positions that are in the cabinet. We won't be doing a full cabinet, but we're working through 7 other positions that are in the cabinet and who we think that he would tap to sit in those positions. And so I'm going to hand it over to Samita, who is going to talk you through our VP pick.
So Candice Owens, I won't say popular. She's a very controversial figure. So how she's described on Black Twitter is the Republican Party's good black, who they like to parade at certain times and opportunities I think she kind of exists like a Tommy Loren. She wants to make people angry and she wants to get people fired up. So
rile them up.
That's it. She has a book out at the moment called Blexit, Black People to Lead the Democratic Plantation. If the Democrats are plantation, I really don't want to know what the Republicans are. They're the slaves themselves, slave owners themselves, because that party's got a racist history. But anyway, so Candice is very like, whenever something comes out, she has to have the other opinion. So Black Lives Matter started and people are talking about police reform and brutality. She comes out and she's maligning George Floyd, not adding anything of substance to the conversation. She just wants to be opposite all the time. And I feel like that fits in with Kanye's thinking because yes, Kanye is running for office, but what is he running on? None of us can say, apart from the fact that he hates abortion. And
right.
He was asked at his rally about guns, gun violence, and how it how it really affects the Black community. And his answer was, on my ranch, I can shoot as many guns as I want. Didn't answer the question. And I feel like Candice would fit because she's always got something to say, but it's just full of like, let's get people angry, not much substance in what she's saying. And she's also a very well-known figure with a big platform. So she'd fit the VP role for him, definitely.
Absolutely. And I think you're right with all the points that you hit. And in addition to that, you have the Biden Kamala ticket. And so Kanye would also need to have a woman, too, to kind of be like, oh, like, yes, I support women also, that have to play that political game a little bit also. But I love the point that like she just does a lot to rile up. And it's okay to get riled up, but then what, right? There's no steps afterward. There's no solution there. Yeah. But who knows? I mean, shout out to her book. So maybe her book provides some next steps. I don't know. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
On that note, we are going to hop over to our Secretary of State, or as our cousins across the pond call it, Foreign Minister. Take it away, Samantha.
Yeah. So Virgil is really interesting guy. Started us with DJ and then he started designing. So we actually designed the graduation album cover for Kanye West.
Nice.
And then even though he was studying architecture, so he was very creative, he actually went into fashion. So he created his brand called Off-White. Then he ended up getting a senior position with Louis Vuitton. And because he's in Europe so much, his normal week is like 8 flights a week. And I feel like that stat alone is enough for Kanye to put him in the foreign minister. He's like, oh, you go to Europe a lot. That's it. We'll pick you. You know about Europe.
You're on a plane eight times a week. So go represent the United States across the world.
Exactly. I mean, we don't know what he knows about foreign policy. But aside to that, however, I do think Virgil is quite accomplished. And I feel like when I was researching him, he's done a lot of things that Kanye wants to do. So he started a racism conversation in the fashion industry. He's working with Louis Vuitton. He wants to get more Black models, Black designers, and he's kind of pushing that sort of envelope of creativity. And so I feel like he'd definitely be on Kanye's team. And he actually has done the things that he says, unlike Kanye, who keeps comparing himself to Steve Jobs. But, you know, I think the foreign minister, yeah, he would fit into that role, definitely in Kanye's perspective.
Yeah. And everybody, we just want y'all to know the bar is really low for how we chose people, right? So like where Virgil is very much like, oh, he flies 8 times a week, like, and you hang out in your you're the foreign minister or secretary of state, right? And you will see this theme as we walk through our other positions.
Definitely.
With that noted, we're gonna hop right into Secretary Treasurer. Right. And we selected Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is the CEO of SpaceX, which I'm sure everyone is familiar with. He wants to get people to fly to Mars, Mercury, one of those planets that are currently not in retrograde right now. But he's also a billionaire that's worth $93 billion. Again, this man has made money, manages this money, stewards the money. And so our thought is that he would make a great Secretary of Treasury to run our banks, to run the interest rates, because he's already doing that with his own wealth, right? He's also a close friend of Kanye. They get along, they talk quite a bit. They both have far stretching ideas. And so we think they would align ideology wise when it comes to that way, but we also think his business sense will help not to bankrupt the United States, right?
Yeah,
we will be able to cut our way out of this hole that we're currently in. Like this current economy is trash, and we think Elon Musk would do a great job in like moving the economy and better. We're gonna hop over now to our Secretary of Labor, Kris Jenner. Now, Kris does not need an explanation, y'all. Y'all know why we put her here as Secretary of Labor, but we will still run through it just for the giggles, right? Kris she flipped a sex tape into an empire. Yeah. Every member of the Jenner Kardashian clan has a job and a check coming in, right? And it is our belief that she would bring those skills and resources to the job of Secretary of Labor. We are sure that she will help to make sure that that unemployment rate is super low because everybody's going to be working. Now, we might be doing some questionable stuff, right?
Yeah.
Our ethics might be the ethics around what we're doing might be a little questionable.
We might be selling diet tea as laxatives.
We might have to sell some diet tea to Mexico and Canada. I don't know. Like we're not really sure what the jobs are going to be on the labor, but what we do know is that we will be working.
We will have a job.
You will have, if you want a job, you will have a job. Kris will make sure that you are working. We also might be breaking some labor laws around how much work that we're doing. I'm sure that 8-hour work week probably would be increased. 8-hour work day would probably be increased a little bit more as she's our Secretary of Labor. But again, the unemployment rate is going to be hella low. So you got to take the good with the bad.
And she's definitely the brains of that family. So, you know, the jobs are coming through.
We're going to get the job. We're going to get checked. She's going to make sure all of us eat. And I can definitely appreciate that. Definitely. All right. So we're going to hop over now to our Secretary of Health and Human Services, kicking it over to you.
Yes. So Dr. Stella Emmanuel. So you may recognize this lady from a video that was going around in the summer. So she claims that this drug called hydroxychloroquine can stop COVID. And she made this big video. Trump even retweeted it. Members of his team retweeted it. And it came out that she's false. There's no scientific proof this is correct. And Facebook, YouTube, Instagram even removed her video because they said it's misinformation. Mm-hmm. So she's quite controversial. Aside from being a doctor, she is a proper doctor. She's also a pastor, has a ministry in Texas, and she has some very Kanye-like views. So she thinks that things like infertility, when you're infertile, or miscarriages, it's not like a medical explanation. She thinks that it's spirit spouses doing this. So we all, apparently, me and you, we got a spirit husband, and that spirit husband is around us and it's stopping us from doing certain things. This is what a certified doctor believes. She's made some very weird statements. She said,
get the holy water, get the holy water, get the anointing oil, and maybe a penicillin shot too.
That's exactly what it is. She says things like homosexual terrorism, and like she's very controversial, but people still listen to her. And also, like, I feel like Kanye would pick her. She's a doctor, so obviously the health thing is covered from his perspective, not the fact that she's not an expert, because he doesn't care about that. But secondly, you know, her also being a pastor fits in with his Sunday service and his religious theme and morals, and because she talks about both all the time. So, you know, she's definitely controversial, but we feel like he'd pick her. And, you know, she says crazy things, he says crazy things.
And there you go. And for all the craziness. So our Attorney General selection is Kim Kardashian West. Again, another pick that needs very little description, but of course we're going to dig in for the giggles.
Yes.
Anyone who has been anywhere over the past few years knows that she's been doing a lot of work around criminal justice and getting Black people out of jail. She's actually worked closely with the Trump administration to get a few people released, and is currently studying for the bar or to become a lawyer. Not really clear.
She is. Yeah, she's interning with Van Jones' firm, so she's going to intern for 4 years. She's not have to take exams, but she's definitely doing it.
Nice. And so our thought is that she would be appointed to AG as a result of the current work that she's doing. And we actually think that she wouldn't do a halfway terrible job, right? We're not going to say she's going to do a good job, but we're going to say she won't do a halfway terrible job, just because there's already been a few fruits of her labor. And if she's going to focus on getting Black people out of jail, I'm for it. Come on. Like, I'm with it.
I mean, she's definitely done some, you know, she's using her celebrity for good, which is always a good thing. You know, and she's put a lot of emphasis and awareness about criminal justice reform that people didn't have before. But also, I feel like, you know, she is turning 40, she's getting older. I feel like part of her brand, you know, her husband's very conservative now. I feel like Kanye would be very happy about his wife getting more into the legal system, and he would definitely put her in something like this and want her to kind of change her perception, because, you know, she doesn't have to intern, but she is. You know, there's got to be something driving her. And also, I just thought it'd be good to mention that she's definitely the face of the movement, but a lot of the work that Kim's been doing is actually attached to these 2 Black women lawyers who have been really going in on criminal justice reform for a long time. And we know that in America, it's particularly bad when it comes to Black people. So if she can make it better and free them and use her clout for good, I think it's great.
I mean, she also hasn't been a part of any court cases. She hasn't stepped foot into a courtroom either.
She's got pardons.
But you know, she getting Black people out of jail. Y'all.
And I feel like she'd have a good team anyway. I feel like they're
getting Black people out of jail. Like, we can't have everything. Yeah. It's 2020, so like it wouldn't be after this year. It's not that far stretch. So like,
I mean, we've already got a reality star as a president, so no saying that she couldn't do the same.
Absolutely. Select her, put her there, get her passed through Congress. Let's go. And our last position is Secretary of Education, which goes out to Sean Puffy / P Diddy Combs. So Diddy has opened 3 schools across New York, and has also attended public school. And we thought both of those things made him a great nominee to be the Secretary of Education, right? Yes, y'all, we know the bar is very low. However, the current Secretary of Education has never attended public school, and I'm pretty sure the first time she walked into a public school was when she got the job as Secretary of Education. So at least Diddy went to public school, and he has opened some schools. No, they
And
are.
he knows more than her on that. He has 3 schools, isn't he?
Yeah, he has 3 schools. He's opened 3 charter schools. So we selected Diddy. Now, we did go back and forth here because we thought about making LeBron James our Secretary of Education because of the school that he opened in Ohio.
Yeah.
And the amazing reviews that school have got, not just from teachers, but also educational professionals. But his politics don't really align with Kanye. So we thought that LeBron would probably be like, no, thank you, I'm good. But Diddy's politics absolutely aligns with Kanye.
If you followed Diddy's career, he's going where the money is.
Absolutely.
And if the money's here, he's going. And, you know, I feel like he'd bring a bit more passion and vigor to the role than the current Secretary of Education.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's opened some schools, and he went to Howard, didn't he? He went to the same place.
He went to Howard. Yes, he did. He did go.
You know, so it's always good if you can get more HBCU grads. That's always a good thing. But I feel like he definitely knows more. But aside from that, Puffy does make like really outlandish statements, which I don't think LeBron does. So Puffy does say some wild things like, hold your vote hostage, don't vote. That was a bit wild to say a couple of months before an election. Now he's U-turned on that.
Just a little bit wild.
Yeah. And I feel like he, you know, his character, his personality, he's friends with Kanye, would definitely fit because he's very much like on the center stage. Look at me. It's all about me. So I feel like his press conferences would be quite fun, actually.
I also think this is another person who wouldn't do necessarily a great job, but wouldn't necessarily not do a terrible job either, like with Kim K. Like, to the point you made earlier when we were talking about this, he also has ran and runs businesses, right? Like, successfully. So, and he has run these schools successfully. I don't know how they define success, but like the kids is learning, so I'm gonna give it to him. And so in that case too, I don't think that he would do an absolutely great job, but I'm not sure that he would do a terrible job either, right? Especially when we have people currently in these positions that have been doing like the worst job ever.
Exactly. And I feel like
this will be a come up.
I mean, that woman knows nothing about education. She admitted it in an interview, which is even worse. So, you know, the bar's low, but he's better than her.
Absolutely. So we would love to hear your thoughts on the people that we picked. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? If there's someone else that you think would be better, love to hear your thoughts about other positions in the cabinet. Is there somebody that we missed that would definitely be a part of this West administration? And most importantly, we need y'all to do 2 things. 1, make sure you vote. We don't care who you vote for, but please go vote. And second thing, we want you to share, like, and comment below. Give us your feedback. We love hearing from you all. And Samita, we're coming up with questions for 2021, right?
So just what Grace said. So please like, share, subscribe. We're getting a lot more feedback from all of you, which is great on our latest camera videos. That was really good. We want to know what you guys want us to talk about in 2021, because we are in the planning mode. We do have some questions, but we'd love to do a user question, which was coming from you guys. We'd love to do that. So please drop your questions in the comments below. You can follow us as well. The links are there. And we will see you in the next video. And thanks very much. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. See you.